From Homer Stryker Field in Kalamazoo, Michigan, it is the second leg of the Rivets 4-game road trip and the first of two for Rockford against the Kalamazoo Growlers tonight. Hello and welcome to this audio broadcast of Rockford Rivets baseball. I'm Corey Bavarian. The up-and-down season for the Rivets has continued through the first two games of their road trip. Back-to-back one-run contest in Kokomo. The first, a Rockford victory, 5-4 in 11 innings. But last night, the Rivets coughed up a late 5-3 lead to the Jackrabbits and lost on a walk-off wild pitch in the ninth inning, 6-5. Both Rockford and Kalamazoo are standing at 500, 3 wins and 3 losses on the young season. First of 12 between these two teams, first of 6 here in Kalamazoo. Rockford will send up Jake Vanderwall, Matt Higgins, and Jeff Heinrich to face Adam Wheaton, the Kalamazoo starter. We'll have full lineups in just a moment. Vanderwall, who has been Rockford's best hitter since joining the team about a half a week into the season. He is 6 for 10 on the year in just 3 games played. The right fielder earns the leadoff spot against Wheaton to begin this first inning of play. 68 degrees, partly cloudy skies overhead. A great day for baseball on a Monday night in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The left-hander, Jake Vanderwall, about set to step into the batter's box against the right-hander, Adam Wheaton. Wheaton set from the windup, and the first pitch to Vanderwall gets this game underway. It's a fastball inside, ball 1 to Vanderwall, who was 1 for 3, but walked twice and scored a couple of runs in Rockford's loss yesterday in Kokomo, Indiana. The 1-0 pitch to Vanderwall is grounded, a hot grounder down to first, fielded there by the first baseman, Noah Marcoux, and he steps on the first base bag for the out unassisted. Marcoux handling that one behind the first base bag as Vanderwall sent a worm burner up the line, and Marcoux puts it away for out number 1. Now Matt Higgins, the left fielder for Rockford. A 3 for 5 night yesterday with a couple of runs scored. Batting .292 on this early season. He's played all 7 games. The first pitch to him is a bouncing ball again toward the right side, fielded by Jake Topolsky at second base. Throws on to first for the putout. And 2 quick outs for Adam Wheaton on this Kalamazoo side on the mound. So Jeff Heinrich to come up. Tom Jostin at shortstop is batting 4th. Malik Williams, the DH, back in the lineup. He is 5th in the order. Nick Jouer behind the plate is 6th. Aaron Mann, the first baseman, bats 7th. Jimmy Day, the 8-hitter, at second base. And Blake Burrows, the usual 9-hitter for Rockford, plays center field. First pitch to Jeff Heinrich is taken for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes from Adam Wheaton. Heinrich 0 for 5 with an RBI ground out yesterday. 2 for 13 to begin the season. 1-0 pitch to him. Missed again, ball 2. Heinrich 2 for 13 on the year, but one of those hits was a 2-run home run. 2-0 pitch to him, a swing and a foul tip. Just gets a piece and sends it off to the right. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jostin, the UCF commit, is on deck. 2-1 the pitch, and Heinrich sends one down to third base. Fielded there by Shea Kramer, takes 2 stops and throws across the diamond for the third out. So Rockford puts all 3 balls on the infield. The ground out to first, to second, and to third, and they're down 1-2-3 against Adam Wheaton. Kalamazoo to bat, bottom of the first inning. No score, bottom half of the first. Rockford goes down 1-2-3. 3 ground outs to different fielders. 1 to first, 1 to second, then 1 to third. And Adam Wheaton used only 7 pitches to get through the first 3 Rockford hitters. Here's Kalamazoo's lineup today. Jacob Hoover starts things off, the shortstop. Jimmy Sullivan, the left fielder, bats second. Shea Kramer, the third baseman, bats in the number 3 hole. Dakota Dukowski is the cleanup hitter. He bats fourth and plays right field. Noah Marcoux, the first baseman, is fifth, followed by Miko Rodriguez, the DH, at sixth. Jake Topolsky, the second baseman, is seventh. Drew Blakely, the catcher, bats eighth. And Nolan Snyder rounds out the batting order. He plays center field and faces Corey Wright for Rockford, the left-hander, who makes his second start of the season. That is essentially his first start. His first one was on opening day, game number 1, when only 1 inning plus, didn't allow any runs and struck out 1 man, allowed 1 hit, before having the game suspended to the next day due to rain. And as a result, he did not get to finish his start. So that was cut short then. He looks to play some more baseball here on a cloudy day in Kalamazoo. No rain in the forecast right now as Jacob Hoover, the right-hander, lines up to bat against Corey Wright, the lefty, for Rockford. Hoover, the shortstop. Michigan native from Hillsdale College. 6'0", redshirt junior, and the first pitch from Corey Wright is swung on and foul tip back to the screen. No balls and a strike. Hoover 8 for 26 on the season. This is 7th game of 7 played. Batting .308 with 1 home run and 4 runs batted in this year. 3 of his 8 hits have gone for extra bases. 0-1 pitch to him is lined foul off to the right. No balls and 2 strikes. That ball comes out of play. Jacob Hoover was hit in his first 5 games of the season. Was 1 for 6 in the doubleheader against Kenosha yesterday. Kalamazoo winning both ends in Wisconsin. 0-2 pitch is grounded down to second base. That's through for a base hit. A liner, rather, over the glove of Rockford's second baseman, Jimmy Day, on the play, who's back in the lineup for this game and into right center field for a base hit. So Rockford down in short order, 1-2-3. Kalamazoo gets their leadoff man on and hit Jacob Hoover, and he's at first base. That'll bring up Jimmy Sullivan. Sullivan batting .412 on the season, 7 out of 17, 3 for 7 in yesterday's 2 games played. First pitch from the left-hander Corey Wright misses for ball 1. Jimmy Sullivan has hit and scored a run in all 5 games. Left-hander from Virginia against the left-hander Corey Wright. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and flared toward third base. An easy play made in the foul territory by Jeff Heinrich to put it away. Sullivan didn't get much on that ball, and Heinrich stepped in foul ground to the grass near the third base dugout to make the catch for the first out of the inning. So that brings up Shea Kramer, who's the other really hot bat for Kalamazoo, batting .471 on the year, 8 for 17. Sullivan just retired, was 7 for 17. Kramer's got him one better, 8 out of 17 on the year. He also has hit in all 5 games he's played for the Growlers. Hoover leads off first. The right-hander Kramer, and Corey Wright throws back to first base. Jeff Heinrich is at third. Tom Jostin at short for Rockford. Jimmy Day at second base. And Aaron Mann gets the start at first after having 3 hits yesterday and a couple of RBIs. Matt Higgins, Blake Burrows, and Jake Vanderwall the outfield left to right, with Nick Jouer catching for Corey Wright. First pitch to him is a strike to Shea Kramer, 0-1. Shea Kramer, the Utah Ute. California native at 6'3", batting right-handed. No balls and a strike from Wright. From the stretch, and throws back to first base for a second time on Jacob Hoover. Hoover with no stolen bases this year, but in college he stole 21 out of 25 with Hillsdale this past year. No balls and a strike. Right off the mound, just staring at first base. Now steps on the rubber from the first base side and stares in at the catcher, Jouer. Has his sign, sets at the belt. And the 0-1 to Shea Kramer on the way is taken for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. 75-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch from Corey Wright. The left-hander from South Elgin, Illinois, making his second start of 2019. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hoover off of first, no score, bottom half of the first inning. The 1-1 on the way, and it's taken, and a throwback is not in time. The pitch was outside for ball 2, and the throwback was just late on the play, as scampering back to first base was Hoover, and Mann put the tag on him a step after. So 2 balls and a strike to Shea Kramer. Corey Wright peers in, nods to Nick Jouer, and sets at the belt. 2-1 to Kramer. The pitch is grounded down to third. A 2-hopper that's bobbled out there by Heinrich. Throws to first in time for the out. Heinrich had to knock down that ball at third. It bounced a couple of times to him and bounced off his glove, but picked it up off the dirt and threw it across for the putout. Hoover moves to second base on the play. And Dakota Katowski to bat, the cleanup hitter for the Growlers, with Hoover in scoring position and 2 away. Katowski, the right fielder, making his first appearance today, the freshman from Missouri State. Playing in right field today, up with 2 out top of the first. Right deals to him, and it's lined foul, getting late on one. He sends it off to the right, now to play. Katowski at 6'5", 230, the freshman. Batted .288 with Missouri State in 2019, was the conference freshman of the year. No balls and a strike. Hoover leads off second base. No score bottom half of the first. The 0-1 pitch is lined again foul, about the same spot, off to the right again. Clears the bleachers and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Corey Wright 11 pitches deep into this first inning. Noah Marcoux would bat next. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. The pitch to Katowski on the way. The 0-2 is outside a breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 71 miles an hour with the off speed. So 1-2 the count to Katowski. The 4th man up in the Kalamazoo order. Wright looks to escape the first with just 1 hit allowed. Wright sets, holds, and deals the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a liner again, foul to the right. This one does not clear the bleachers, ends up in the upper deck. And nobody harmed. Count holds 1-2. First of 12 meetings between Rockford and Kalamazoo. Both teams even at 3 wins and 3 losses on the year. Kalamazoo a 2-game win streak. 1-2 the count to Katowski. Wright deals the 1-2. It's in there, strike 3 call. Again, going back to the off speed, 71 miles an hour, and it just drops in on the inside part of the plate. To Fan Katowski. First strikeout of the game for either team. No score after 1. Top of the second inning in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Rockford no score and Kalamazoo no score. Growlers with 1 hit to Rockford's none. Rivets were retired in short order in the top of the first inning. So Tom Jostin, Malik Williams, and Nick Jouer, 4, 5, and 6, up to face Adam Wheaton here in the away second inning. Jostin 6 for 18 with a home run and 3 RBIs on the year, batting .333. Steps in the left-hander against the righty Wheaton, and the first pitch to Jostin is on the outside part, but call the ball misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Jostin starting at short today. The UCF commit. Pitch is grounded down to second base, handled easily there by Topolsky and thrown on to first for the out. So 4 consecutive groundouts to open things up for Rockford. Kalamazoo lines up like this. Shea Kramer at third, Jacob Hoover at short, Jake Topolsky at second base, Noah Marcoux at first. In the outfield, Jimmy Sullivan, Nolan Snyder, and Dakota Katowski left to right. Drew Blakely is the catcher today for Adam Wheaton on the mound. So Malik Williams to come up with 1 out here in the second inning. Williams given the day off yesterday for the first time this season. First pitch on the way is grounded down to short. Deep in the hole is Hoover, steps and throws on to first to retire Williams. So with that ground out, Rivet hitters have grounded out to first, second, short, and third in this game. First 5 Rivets retired, all on the ground, and now Nick Jouer up with 2 out here in the top of the second inning, no score. Jouer back in the lineup as the Rivet catcher. Michael Biederman started in his stead yesterday. Jouer, who turned 20 years old just 2 days ago on Saturday. First pitch to the catcher is taken for a strike, 0-1. Pitch right down the middle at 85 miles an hour. Jouer batting 3 for 12 on the season with a couple of RBIs. This is 4th game played. The 0-1 pitch is outside for ball 1. Jouer, a switch hitter, batting lefty at 5'8", 175. Against the right-hander Wheaton, and the 1-1 pitch from him is inside, ball 2. Wheaton's pitch speed topping out at about 86 miles an hour on that fastball right there. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch on the way to Jouer is taken, ball 3, outside. Aaron Mann on deck, the first baseman for Rockford. Rivets in search of their first base runner. 2 out here in the second inning. Wheaton winds and deals the 3-1 to Jouer. It is on the outside corner, called a strike, 3-2. And we'll see a payoff pitch to Nick Jouer coming up. Middle infielders playing deep on the dirt. Both corner infielders behind their bags. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff to Jouer is lined in the opposite field, down to left field near the line. This ball is foul into the bullpen. Jouer sends one foul and splintered his bat on the play. Receives the broken part from the umpire at home plate, and we'll get some new lumber with another payoff pitch coming up to him. Jouer, the TCU Horned Frog from Lakeville, Minnesota. Batting .250 on the young season. Steps back in, gets a new piece of lumber, a black-colored bat, not the wood-colored bat that he just splintered and broke. And the lefty steps in for a 3-2 pitch from Wheaton, who is on the first base side of the pitching rubber. Winds and deals the payoff, swinging a ground ball toward second base, charging over Topolsky, throws off his back foot to first. It is not in time. Jouer able to beat the throw out from Topolsky, ranging to his right, almost near the second base bag, and throwing off his back foot to first base, just a half beat too slow on the throw. And Jouer beats it out for an infield hit. This is a Rockford team that had 4 infield hits yesterday in the loss against Kokomo. 12 hits total in the game, their most of the season so far, in a 6-5 loss. So Jouer off first base, and Wheaton will deal from the stretch for the first time. Aaron Mann up at the plate, right-hander against right-hander with the first pitch, is lined into left field. Right there, though, was Jimmy Sullivan. Reaches low to get it at his knees. Didn't have to move too far to make the catch, and that is the top of the second inning. Rockford, no runs on 1 hit, no score. Bottom of the second coming up in Kalamazoo. On to the home second here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. No score in the game. Each team has garnered 1 hit. And Noah Marcoux to bat to face Corey Wright. Noah Marcoux, Miko Rodriguez, and Jake Topolsky for either 5, 6, and 7 up in the Kalamazoo order. Marcoux, the first baseman, lefty on lefty against Corey Wright for Rockford. Wright from the third base side of the pitching rubber, stares in, deals a quick pitch almost, and it's a first pitch strike. No real windup there from Corey Wright whatsoever. Has a very quick motion. Pitch on the 0-1 is a breaking ball that's lined down the left field line and just foul into the Rockford bullpen in left field. Both bullpens in the outfield on the dirt. Rockford on the left and Kalamazoo on the right. No balls and 2 strikes. Wright deals the pitch. It's a breaking ball outside, 1-2. Noah Marcoux at the plate. Sophomore from Davenport batting 5 for 17. The 1-2 from Wright, the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. High fastball coming that time, 81 miles an hour from Corey Wright. Fans Marcoux. And Wright has back-to-back strikeouts for the Rockford Rivets. 1 down at the second. Wright fan Dakota Katowski looking to end the first inning after Jacob Hoover led off with a single and reached second base. Rockford escaped that, and now Miko Rodriguez to bat with 1 out bottom half of the second. The DH batting right-handed against the lefty Corey Wright. The pitch from Wright drops in for a strike at 80 miles an hour, 0-1. Rodriguez from Texas A&M, freshman batting 4 for 15 with 3 runs scored. 0-1 to him. The pitch is on the outside part, a strike again, 0-2. Jake Topolsky on deck. Miko Rodriguez from Grand Rapids, Michigan, 6'1". He's reached base in every game he's played, all 5. 0-2 pitch is well outside. Off-speed pitch that time from Corey Wright, 1-2. Wright making his second start, the left-handed senior at 6'1", yet to allow an earned run this year. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch is high, 2-2. Another off-speed pitch from Wright at the letters and inside. 2-2 the count to Miko Rodriguez. Wright comes set, nods and deals the 2-2 to Rodriguez. Swinging a liner to third, that's foul just beyond the left field line again. A couple of balls hit down the line that would have gone for extra bases had they not been just foul. Another one for Rodriguez, and Hunter Kime, the Rockford reliever, retreats back to the corner to retrieve it from the bullpen. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. The pitch to Rodriguez is a swing and a fly ball into right field. Retreating back on that Vanderwall, he makes the catch in front of the warning track in right for the second out. So 5 consecutive outs for Corey Wright after surrendering a leadoff single for Kalamazoo. It is 306 down the line in left field, 400 dead center, and 330 down the right field line. Here at Homer Stryker Field. Vanderwall with that catch, about 20 feet in front of the warning track. So Jake Topolsky takes a first pitch strike from Corey Wright. Second baseman Jake Topolsky from Duke, batting just 1 for 14 to begin his season. 0-1 the count to Topolsky. The pitch is lined the opposite field and foul, slicing into the bleachers in right. 0-2. And Wright quickly ahead once again. This will be his 27th pitch of the early going. No balls and 2 strikes. He peels, and it's bounded past the mound and through for a base hit beyond second base into center field, where Blake Burrow steps up to make the play. That's his second base hit of the season, Jake Topolsky. And Duke's second baseman grounds one right back to second base for the second Kalamazoo hit today. That'll bring up Drew Blakely for the first time, playing his first game of the season. Starting behind the plate today, a sophomore from Virginia. The right-hander against the lefty Corey Wright. Man on first and 2 out, bottom half of the second, no score. First pitch is just inside. 1 ball and no strikes from Wright. And Blakely at 6'2", 205, the sophomore, native of Kalamazoo, Michigan, playing in his hometown before the summer. 1 ball and no strikes. And Wright looks back at first, sliding head first. Back to the bag is Topolsky. One ball and no strikes. Corey Wright steps from the first base side this time and deals the 1-0 pitch, and it's sliced foul by Drew Blakely. Off to the right, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch number 30 coming up for Corey Wright here in the second inning. Jake Topolsky on first base. Drew Blakely at the plate, count 1 ball and 1 strike. And the lefty Wright deals 1-1. It drops in for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nolan Snyder on deck, the center fielder, last man up in the Growlers order. The catcher Blakely with a 1-2 count on him. Wright sets at the belt, looks back at first base, and deals the 1-2 to Blakely, and he lines one into right field. Hard charge by Jake Vanderwall near the line. This ball is caught and dropped by the second baseman, Jimmy Day. It's a fair ball, and now it's ruled a foul ball on the play. The ball was dropped in foul territory. Jimmy Day tried to make the catch in foul ground, but dropped it. And so everyone will have to come on back. All the Growler players were running. Going from first to home was Jake Topolsky. He would have scored had that ball been fair, and Blakely would have had 2 bases. But just foul as the ball was contacted the glove of Jimmy Day in foul ground and dropped ultimately in foul ground. Jimmy Day, errand man from first base, and right fielder Jake Vanderwall both charged hard on that ball in shallow right. Neither could come up with it. So it's a foul ball after all of that. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Drew Blakely, with Topolsky just after running 3 bases, all for naught. Stands back at first base with Aaron Mann set to hold him on. Blakely a practice swing and 2, and steps into the batter's box. Corey Wright holds at the belt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch to Blakely, swinging a ground ball past third and foul. And we'll do it again. First at bat of 2019 for Drew Blakely. The Virginia Cavalier stands in a 1-2 count with 2 away in the second inning against Corey Wright. And Wright's 1-2 is grounded down to third. This one foul once again in about the same spot. This at bat now 6 pitches deep. This will be the 20th pitch of the inning for Corey Wright, and his 34th on the game. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Topolsky leads off first. And the 1-2 pitch coming to Blakely is swing and a miss. A drop third strike. Jouer will throw on to second and gets the out there. So a drop third strike, and Jouer opts to throw to second base. Got the out in time as Topolsky was coming over. And that's 3 strikeouts on the game for Corey Wright as Blakely is put down. No score after 2 in Kalamazoo. 2 innings complete in Kalamazoo. Rockford no score and Kalamazoo no score. Rivets and Growlers playing for the first time in 2019. Both teams even at 3 wins and 3 losses. Rockford with their 3rd and 4th games of this 4-game road trip today and tomorrow here in Kalamazoo. So Jimmy Day to bat against Adam Wheaton to begin this 3rd inning, and he takes a first pitch ball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jimmy Day, not really a guy who sees the lineup all too often, just his 3rd game played. He lines this 2nd pitch down to right field. Retreating back toward the warning track is Katowski to put it away. Easy can of corn for him backing up, and Day retired for the first out. So Day begins his Rockford season 0 for 8, the 2nd-year Rockford Rivet. That'll bring up Blake Burrows, the 9th man. Burrows, for the 4th consecutive game, is the 9th hitter in the order, and he has paid dividends as the wraparound guy of sorts, batting .348 on the year, 8 for 23, and has hit in all 6 games. Squares to bunt, pulls back, pitches on the plate for strike 1 from Adam Wheaton. Burrows 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday. The 0-1 pitch from Wheaton on the way, squaring to bunt and laying off the pitch well inside a fastball. And the count 1-1 on the center fielder Burrows. The left-hander at 5'7" against the 6'2" righty Adam Wheaton on the mound. 1-1 on the outside, Black. Call the ball, 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. And Wheaton deals the 2-1. It is on the outside part. Call the strike this time, 2-2. Right on the corner with the fastball. 2-2 to Blake Burrows with Jake Vanderwall on deck. Wheaton winds and deals the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to second. Topolsky charges in and flips on to first for the out. Rockford having some trouble putting the ball in play past the outfield, or past the infield. That is 7 groundouts for the Rivets in this game. So now Jake Vanderwall in the top half of the order. Rockford garnering just 1 hit, a Nick Jouer infield single. The first time through, Vanderwall started the ball game with a ground out to first base. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to him is popped up left side. Kramer comes over, and he won't have a play. This ball is well out of play on the third base side. And the count 0-1 on Vanderwall. Vanderwall from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Out of Long Beach State, the redshirt junior. Back in a Rockford uniform after playing 53 games last year. 0-1 is grounded foul down the first base side this time, 0-2. Well, Vanderwall was a .276 batter with 24 RBIs and 1 home run for Rockford last season. Perhaps their best bat in the order. No balls and 2 strikes. Wheaton deals the 0-2 to Vanderwall, and it's lined to left field. That dumps down for a base hit in front of Jimmy Sullivan. And Jake Vanderwall has an opposite field single, the 2nd Rockford hit today. And Rockford keeps things going in the top half of the 3rd with 2 men away. And Matt Higgins to bat. Higgins 0 for 1, a ground out back his first time up. Off a 3-hit night yesterday in Kokomo, batting 7 for 25 on the year. The Bellarmine Knight from Louisville, Kentucky. Throwing back to first well high, the throw from Wheaton to Noah Marcoux at first base. Keeping Vanderwall on, who stole 16 bags for Rockford last season, is 1 for 1 in 2019. Wheaton again looks back on Vanderwall. Marcoux puts the tag on this time, but well late. And Higgins still awaits his first pitch. Right-hander Wheaton against the left-hander Matt Higgins for Rockford. And Wheaton's first pitch to Higgins is a ball, 1-0. Adam Wheaton making his 2nd appearance, his first start of the year. Pitched 3 innings against Fond du Lac on Tuesday and allowed 1 earned run. Struck out 5 and walked 3, allowed 3 hits in the game. 1 ball and no strikes. Wheaton sets for his 30th pitch. The 1-0 coming to Higgins on the way, swinging a fly ball right center field, charging toward the gap, and that one gets down in front of Nolan Snyder in right center field. Going first to third, Jake Vanderwall, and Higgins stops at first base after turning toward second and thinking better of it with a 2-out single. Back-to-back 2-out hits for Rockford. Matt Higgins pulls one toward the gap. Sort of a soft fly ball to right center field that dropped in front of Nolan Snyder at center, and Dakota Kotowski in right. Landed right between the two, and it was Snyder who threw it in. And the runners are on the corners for Jeff Heinrich. Heinrich 0 for 1. It ground out to third his last time up. 2 for 14 on the season. First pitch to Heinrich is called a strike on the outside corner, a fastball. No balls and a strike. Heinrich 0 for 5 with an RBI yesterday. Homered back on Friday against Traverse City in Rockford. A 2-run shot back in the 4th inning in Rockford's victory over the Pittsbitters. The 0-1 to Heinrich, the pitch. Outside this time, a fastball at 87. Fastest pitch we've seen on the gun for Adam Wheaton today. 1-1 the count to Heinrich. Heinrich, the sophomore, the commit of South Carolina after 2 years at McHenry County College. Native of Huntley, Illinois, throw back to first base. Not in time, as Matt Higgins leads off first. Jake Vanderwall off third, Matt Higgins at first. No score top of the third, 2 men out for the Rivets. 1-1 the count on the right-hander Jeff Heinrich. Wheaton sets and deals. Pitches swung and popped up. First base side. In foul ground under it. Noah Marcoux puts his glove up and makes a 2-handed catch to retire the side. So Rockford strands 2. No runs, 2 hits in the inning. No score after 2.5 in Kalamazoo. Bottom 3 in a scoreless game in Kalamazoo. Corey Wright and Adam Wheaton, the 2 pitchers, have been strong on both sides. Rockford stranded 2 after a couple of base hits with 2 away. Put runners on first and third, but Wheaton got out of it. A Jeff Heinrich pop-out ended things for Rockford. And so 9-1-2, Noah Snyder, Jacob Hoover, and Jimmy Sullivan up in the third for Kalamazoo. First pitch to Nolan Snyder is low for ball 1. Snyder from Quincy University, native of St. Louis, Missouri, 0 for 10 on the year. 1-0 the count, lined into right center field. That one toward the gap, charging over is Vanderwall. He makes the catch in front of the track for out number 1. Plenty of speed from Vanderwall. Reaching into the right center field gap right in front of the warning track dirt to make the catch and retire Snyder on probably the deepest fly ball we've seen today. And that brings Jacob Hoover back up at the top of the order. Hoover 1 for 1, single to lead off the game. First pitch from right, drops in for a strike at 78 miles an hour, 0-1. Hoover at 9 for 27, a clean .333 on the year. The 0-1 pitch to him, swing and a miss, 0-2. Off-speed pitch that time at 74. Got Hoover to swing early. And Corey Wright quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes on the Hillsdale College Charger. 0-2 coming from Wright. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch misses on a fastball. Jimmy Sullivan on deck. The shortstop, Jacob Hoover, with the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 coming. Is high and inside at the letters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Changing it up that time, Corey Wright. And can't get Hoover to bite once again. That's 40 pitches on the day for Wright. No runs and 2 hits allowed. 2-2 is a swing and a miss. Again, going off speed once again at 69 miles an hour. Gets Jacob Hoover to swing and miss for Wright's 4th strikeout of this ball game. A 4 strikeout game already for Corey Wright for Rockford in just 2 2/3 innings. First pitch to Jimmy Sullivan drops in for a strike. Another off-speed pitch that time from Wright. 0-1. Sullivan 0 for 1, a pop out to third, his first time up. The 0-1 pitch to him, swinging a fly ball into right field. That's down for a base hit. He dumps it down in front of Vanderwall in right field. And Jimmy Sullivan continues his hot start as a Kalamazoo Growler. Now 8 for 19 to start the year. And the guy who's up right now, not too shabby himself. He's 8 for 18. A ground out back in the first. He is 0 for 1. Kramer, the Utah Ute, will step in, the right-hander, against the lefty Corey Wright. Sullivan leads off first base, held on by Aaron Mann. And the first pitch to Kramer is a strike 0-1, a fastball. Kramer batting a cool .444 on the season. Has hit in all 5 games he's played, and has an RBI in all 5 games he's played as well. 0-1 the count to Kramer. Pitch from right, off speed, inside, ball 1. Kramer, a .279 hitter in Utah, native of California. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wright sets at the belt and deals the pitch. Another one, breaking ball that's outside and well high, 2-1. 2 men on with 2 men out. The 0-1 pitch is down in the dirt, 1-1. A start-on delivery that time from Corey Wright. And he bounces one to Nick Jouer, who blocks it cleanly, moving to his left. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wright set to offer his 50th pitch. It'll be a 1-1 to Katowski. Wright deals the 1-1. Swing and a miss, off speed again. Changes the speed on Katowski. It's 1-2. Katowski playing his first game with Kalamazoo. Out of Missouri State, the 6'5 freshman, the right-hander, facing the lefty Corey Wright. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down, 2 men on, first and second, no score in the third. Wright looks back at second base, not being held on, deals the 1-2. It's flied into right field, that's down for a base hit. Cut off by Vanderwall. Going third to home is Sullivan. The throw is late, up the line at third base, and Sullivan scores. Dakota Katowski has his first hit in Kalamazoo, and it's an RBI single to put the Growlers up 1-0 here in the third. Kramer moves to second base, and Jimmy Sullivan rocketing around third, beats the throw from Vanderwall that was just up the third base line, and Jouer had no play. And it's 1-0 Kalamazoo. A 2-out rally for the Growlers, 3 consecutive singles. They've got to run across. And now Marcoux takes a first pitch strike, a fastball from Corey Wright, 0-1. That's the first run allowed for Wright this season, his second start. Again, his first only went 1 inning, didn't allow anything, just 1 hit and 1 strikeout. No balls and a strike. Still men on first and second. A 1-0 Kalamazoo lead. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch well low, and the count 0-2. Nico Rodriguez would bat next. 3 consecutive base hits for Kalamazoo. They've got first and second. Kramer off second base. Katowski on first, who had the run batted in a moment ago. The count 0-2 on Noah Marcoux. The pitch is well outside this time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Marcoux 5 for 18 on the season. Has 1 RBI to his name. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right stares in, shakes off one sign. Now has it, sets at the belt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch to Marcoux on the way. Swinging a ground ball to first. A hot grounder smothered by Mann. Flips to the pitcher, Corey Wright, for the out as he was covering first base in a hurry. And that retires Marcoux to end the inning. But that's not before Kalamazoo gets 1 run on 3 consecutive singles, and they strand 2. 1-0 Growlers after 3 innings. We move to the 4th here in Kalamazoo. Growlers lead the Rivets 1-0 after 3 innings. A Dakota Katowski RBI single. Scoring, Jimmy Sullivan got the scoring started for Kalamazoo in the bottom half of the 3rd. They put across 1 run on 3 consecutive singles, but left 2 on base. 5 hits to 3 for the Growlers at home. First pitch coming to Tom Jostin is missed outside. 1-0 a fastball from Wheaton. Jostin, the shortstop, 0 for 1 today, a ground out back in the 1st. 6 for 19 on the season. 1-0 pitch is lined foul off to the left and well out of play. Into the trees beyond the ballpark on the 3rd base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. 36th pitch coming for Wheaton. 1-1 coming to Jostin is on the outside part, just missed, 2-1. Jostin 4 for 8 in the series with a home run and 3 RBIs against Kokomo. The last 2 games, Rockford splitting those 2. 2-1 to Jostin is flying out to center field. Retreating back, Nolan Snyder jogs back and makes the catch with his left hand for the first out. And Jostin quickly 0 for 2 after a hot couple of games. And Malik Williams will bat. Williams, the DH today, looking to extend his hit streak. He's hit in all 5 games he's played. Got the day off yesterday, batting 6 for 20 with 1 home run and 2 RBIs on the season. First pitch coming, just misses outside a fastball, 1-0. Williams from Toronto, Ontario, 6'4", 230, the right-hander against the righty Adam Wheaton. Wheaton deals the 1-0 to Williams, missed outside again to the fastball, 2-0. Williams only 2 RBIs, and the only home run was a 2-run shot back on opening day, second half of the doubleheader against Wisconsin Rapids in Rockford. 2-0 was a swing and a miss at a fastball. 2-1 to Williams. He chases that one. Nick Juer, the catcher, on deck. 2 balls and a strike to the DH Williams. Open stance from the right-handed side. The 2-1 is low, 3-1. Williams ahead 3-1 on Adam Wheaton. This righty-on-righty battle. The infield playing back almost on the grass. 3-1 pitch. Misses for ball 4. Another fastball coming from Adam Wheaton. And Malik Williams draws a 5-pitch walk. The first walk issued for either pitcher today. It's a Rockford team that has drawn just 16 walks this season now. That's the fewest of 22 teams in the Northwoods League. They do not walk a whole lot, but they strike out 9 times per game. So Nick Juer, the catcher, to come up. Left-handed batter with Malik Williams leading not very far off first. First pitch to Juer is lined to short. One hops the shortstop Hoover, flips on to second one. The turn to first is not in time. Juer beat it out by half a step. So Williams erased at second base as Jacob Hoover knocked down a hard grounder that one-hopped him from Juer. And the turn was late from Topolsky, so it goes in the book as a fielder's choice, 6-4. And Juer reaches. That brings up Aaron Mann for Rockford with 2 down. And Juer on first base, 1-0 Kalamazoo. Right-hander on right-hander. Wheaton from the stretch deals the first pitch, and Mann takes outside and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Aaron Mann lined out back in the second inning. He's 6 for 19 on the year. A 3 for 5 game yesterday in Kokomo with 2 RBI. Enough for the Northwoods League hitter of the day yesterday. One of 3 Rockford hitters, though, with 3 for 5 performances. 1 ball and no strikes. Wheaton looks back at first and throws back on Juer. Well, late as Marcoux applies the tag on him. Juer is 1 for 1 on stolen bags this season. Does have plenty of speed, the catcher for Rockford. It'll be a 1-0 to Aaron Mann. Wheaton sets at the belt and fires away. Swinging a pop-up between right and center. Snyder calls for it and makes the catch with his left hand to retire the side. No runs on no hits. 1 man stranded for Rockford. After 3.5, it is 1-0 Growlers. Bottom 4 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. A beautiful night for baseball. Not much wind, 66 degrees. Cloud cover overhead, but some blue eking through the clouds. A 1-0 Growler lead, and Mika Rodriguez to lead off against Corey Wright to begin inning number 4. Wright, 55 pitches through 3 innings of work for Rockford. He's been worked hard, giving up 1 run on 5 hits. Keeping his team in it. First pitch to Rodriguez is fouled back. Just got a piece. No balls and a strike. Rodriguez took Jake Topolsky and Drew Blakely to bat. 6, 7, and 8 here in the home 4th. Rodriguez is 0 for 1 on the game. A flyout his first time. 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 quickly. Traverse City just underway against Kenosha. They lead, rather it's a 1-1 game in the bottom half of the first. Kokomo leads Battle Creek 4-3 in the third. 0-2 the pitch is lined past the third base line and foul. Another one in the Rockford bullpen. Madison leads Lakeshore 1-0. That game in the fourth in Madison. 0-2 pitch on the way is outside for ball one from Corey Wright. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rodriguez, the Texas A&M Aggie, is set. And Wright fires the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up. First base side and foul ground. Aaron Mann over, calls for it, reaches out and makes the catch. About 3 feet outside the foul line at first base. So 1 away here in the fourth. And Jake Topolsky comes up with Kalamazoo leading 1-0. Topolsky, a single back in the second inning. He is 1 for 1 on the game. And the first pitch coming is a swing and a miss. First strike one. Topolsky, that's his second hit of the season. Came back in the second. He's now 2 for 15. Freshman from Duke. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch from Wright. Misses this one. Down, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Right from the short windup, and the lefty deals. Drops another one down off speed. 2-1. Topolsky hitless in his last 4 before a single today in the second inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch to Topolsky is a breaking ball that finds the plate on the inside. 2-2. Drew Blakely, the catcher, is on deck, playing his first game for Kalamazoo today. It'll be a 2-2. And Wright deals. Well inside, jumping out of the way, Topolsky. And the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to him. No walks issued by Corey Wright today. He has struck out 4. 3-2 coming to Jake Topolsky, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the left of the third baseman, Heinrich. He goes over his gloves, he dives for it, and a base hit into left field for Topolsky. That ground ball clearing the 5-6 holes. It hopped over the glove of the diving Jeff Heinrich, diving to his left. And Jake Topolsky is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles today. That'll bring up Drew Blakely, the catcher making his Kalamazoo debut, the Virginia Cavalier and the Kalamazoo native. 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Topolsky leads off first. The pitch on the way to Blakely is away for ball 1, a fastball. Blakely, the 8th man up in the Kalamazoo order. They've gotten 6 hits and 1 run off Corey Wright today. 1-0 our score, bottom half of the fourth, 1 man out for Kalamazoo. 1-0 pitch, finds the outside black this time, a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Nolan Snyder on deck. 1-1, the count to Blakely. Right from the stretch, he deals. Swung on and fouled back. A liner that hits the top of the screen off to the right. And the count 1-2. Both teams at 500 on the season, 3-3. 5th home game for Kalamazoo. They're 1-3 here at home. Rockford 1-1 on the road. This is their first road trip of the season. 1-2 to Blakely, the pitch. There's a breaking ball that's lined into right field, tailing near the line, and this one lands about 15 feet foul. Just outside the bullpen, it bounces into the right field pen for Kalamazoo. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was pitch number 70 for Corey Wright. 50 of them have been strikes. No problems with control, but 6 hits allowed. He's trailing 1-0 in this game. 1-2 to Blakely. Wright sets and fires. Swan grounded to short, a hot grounder to short. The flip to second for 1. The turn to first is wide of the first base bag. No tag applied by Aaron Mann as Jimmy Day put the throw wide down the first baseline, and Mann had to reach out to prevent a ball from going haywire. So Topolsky erased at second base. Blakely reaches on a fielder's choice. And there's one man down here in the fourth. Missed chance for Rockford to clear the bases. They had Blakely out in plenty of time. But Jimmy Day missed the throw from second base. And that brings up Nolan Snyder with 2 men out. And Snyder swings at the first pitch and pops it foul behind home plate, just over the screen and into the bleachers. Snyder 0 for 1, a fly out his first time up to lead off the third inning. Redshirt junior at Quincy from St. Louis. 0 for 11 to begin the year. The 0-1 pitch to him. Checked his swing on a pitch high and inside. Did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Snyder playing center field today, 9th man up in the Kalamazoo batting lineup. Up here with 2 down, a 1-0 Growler lead, bottom of the fourth, and Blakely leads off first base. Gets thrown back upon, man puts the tag on well late, as Blakely dove head first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wright steps back on the rubber from the first base side against the right-hander Nolan Snyder. And the lefty right deals the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball lined to short. One hops the shortstop, Jostin. Throws on to second base. They get the out. Jimmy Day was tumbling down as the throw was wide of his glove, but had his foot on the bag just in time to retire. Drew Blakely going from first to second. Just in the nick of time, Rockford pulls that 6-4 putout as Tom Jostin was handcuffed on a hot liner that one-hopped his glove. So through 4 innings in Kalamazoo, it's 1-0 Growlers. Through 4 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We head to the top of the 5th inning, and Rockford to bat 8-9-1, trailing 1-0 in this game. Jimmy Day, Blake Burrows, and Jake Vanderwall, the 3 men up in the Rockford order, to face Adam Wheaton, who has been rolling for Kalamazoo. First pitch to Jimmy Day is on the inside part of the plate for strike 1, a fastball at 84 from Adam Wheaton. Just 45 pitches through 4 innings for Adam Wheaton. Has no strikeouts and 1 walk, allowed just 3 hits, but has cruised. Day pops 1 to second, a soft liner that's caught by the second baseman Jake Topolsky out there, and he is retired for the first out. So now Blake Burrows. Burrows again in that 9 hole in search of his 7th straight game with a hit to start the year. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out in the first inning, rather the 3rd inning for Rockford, his first time up. Left-hander digs in against the right-hander Wheaton, and Wheaton's first pitch is a bunt pop-up down to third that ends up going foul. It was a soft liner that Kramer couldn't get up to at third base. Ended up going well foul anyway, and the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Blake Burrows, the center fielder, awaits the 0-1. Squares to bunt, lays off, pitches in anyway. No balls and 2 strikes now. 0-2. Pitch number 50 coming for Adam Wheaton in this game. With one out here in the top of the 5th. Long set, now the windup in the 0-2 to Burrows is outside, ball 1. Jake Vanderwall in the top of the Rockford order is on deck. 0-2 the count on Blake Burrows. Wheaton winds in the righty deals. Swan and lined foul opposite field, well out of play. So Burrows fights one off. This will be pitch number 5 of the at-bat. Count 1-2 on Burrows. And Wheaton's pitch. Swung and grounded down to first. A roller that hops up on the glove of Noah Marcoux, but he fields it and puts the out on at first base, running to the bag. Well, that ball hopped off, perhaps a divot in the dirt, and up into his glove about waist high after it was a roller all the way to first base. But Noah Marcoux adjusted and puts out Blake Burrows unassisted for the second out of this inning. So 2 away now. And Jake Vanderwall to bat for Rockford, trailing 1-0 here in the 5th. Vanderwall is 1 for 2. Singled and reached third base his last time up, but was stranded there. He takes the first pitch for a strike, a fastball at 87 miles an hour, 0-1. Vanderwall a hit in all 4 games he's played, batting .583 on the season. 0-1 is scorched foul, just missing the first base dugout where Kalamazoo resides. The count is 0-2. Plenty of velocity off that bat. A scorcher foul by Vanderwall. 0-2 on the redshirt junior. Wheaton winds and deals the pitch. Swung and popped up, foul ground, well out of play, off to the left. Matt Higgins is the man on deck for Rockford. Rivets with 4 men left on base in this game. Nobody on here, base is empty. 0-2 the count with 2 away, top of the 5th, 1-0 home team. No balls and 2 strikes to Vanderwall. Wheaton winds and fires. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Another fastball coming from Adam Wheaton. One ball and 2 strikes. Wheaton sets at the belt. A long set, now he steps off. Time is called. Vanderwall called time and quickly steps back into the batter's box. The left-hander dealing against the right-hander Adam Wheaton. 1-2 the count to Vanderwall. Wheaton's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Adam Wheaton goes off speed on Vanderwall after throwing all fastballs in that at-bat, and he earns strikeout number 1. And we are official here through 4.5 in Kalamazoo. 1-0 Growlers. Halfway gone, bottom 5 here. Kalamazoo 1 and Rockford 0. Corey Wright out for probably his last inning of work. He's thrown 74 pitches through 4 innings. 1, and Wright gives him an off-speed pitch that he swings and misses at 0-2. So Wright quickly ahead. Has not really worked quickly in this game, but has been on target in terms of balls and strikes. 55 strikes against 21 balls in this game. Here comes the 0-2, the pitch. Swung and popped up right center field. This one headed toward the gap. Two men converge. It's caught by Blake Burrows. In right center field, the center fielder calls off Jake Vanderwolf coming from right. And that's out number 1. So Jimmy Sullivan to bat. Sullivan 1 for 2, scored the only run of the game for either team. An RBI single by Dakota Katowski, who stands 2 batters away. That one scored Sullivan from second base. He's up with 1 out here in the 5th, and the first pitch from right is bounced up the middle and through short and second base, over the second base bag and into center field for a base hit. Sullivan sends one past the mound, straight up the gut. It got by Corey Wright and rolled into center field for his second single of the game. Sullivan now 2 for 3. Continues to bat over 400 on the year. That brings up Shea Kramer, who was 1 for 2 on the game and a .474 batter with 9 RBIs. The 2, 3, and 4 in this Kalamazoo lineup, certainly very hot bats early on in the season. First pitch to Kramer misses outside, a fastball from Corey Wright, ball 1. 6'5" Jimmy Sullivan at first base. Has no stolen bases on the year, being held off by the much smaller Aaron Mann at first. Kramer, a right-handed batter against the lefty Corey Wright. Count 1 ball and no strikes. And the 1-0 on the way. Kramer watches one, thought about swinging but laid off in the count 2-0. The ball well low and off speed. That's 80 pitches on the day for Corey Wright. Rockford has action in their bullpen. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch to Kramer misses inside, and Kramer ahead 3-0 on Corey Wright. Dakota Katowski, the right fielder, is on deck. Kramer starting at third base today. Sophomore from Utah. 3 balls and no strikes with 1 away. Right from the stretch, deals the 3-0. It's ball 4 low, and a 4-pitch walk drawn by Shea Kramer to put 2 men on base here in the 5th. So that draws a conversation on the mound. Pitching coach Adam Carey and catcher Nick Jouer out to talk with Corey Wright, who has a predicament to try to pitch through now. 2 on and 1 man out, first and second. Rockford trailing Kalamazoo 1-0 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Certainly glad you're with us for the first of 2 games here in Western Michigan. 11:05 Eastern is the start time tomorrow. An early wake up here in Kalamazoo before Rockford heads back for a week straight, just about, of home games. 7 straight at home following these 4 on the road. Second leg of the 4-game road trip for Rockford. They've split the 2 games even in Kokomo, 1 win and 1 loss. Lost in walk-off fashion yesterday, 6-5 on a walk-off wild pitch thrown by Hunter Kine. So Dakota Katowski, the batter, has the RBI today. He's up with 2 on and 1 out. Wright holds at the belt and deals the first pitch to Katowski. It's on the outside with a changeup, ball 1. Katowski 1 for 2, had his RBI single his last time up. The only run standing in the game. 7 hits to 3 for the Growlers. They have 2 in this inning. 1-0 pitch to Katowski is grounded foul past third base. And the count 1-1. Rockford has Jordan Nelson, the 6'4" right-hander, up in the bullpen. No action for Kalamazoo. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Sullivan off first, Sullivan off second base, Kramer on first with 1 out. 1-1 the count to Katowski. The pitch is grounded down to short, could be 2. The flip to second, 1. Day the turn to first, they get 2. This time, Rockford pulls the double play with no hitches, 6-4 to 3. and Dakota Katowski with 2 men on and 1 man out grounds into an inning-ending double play to keep the score at 1-0 Growlers after 5. Top 6 in Kalamazoo. Rockford sends 2, 3, and 4 up against Adam Wheaton, who has thrown just 57 pitches through 5 shutout innings for the Kalamazoo Growlers. First matchup between Rockford and Kalamazoo this season. Matt Higgins, who was 1 for 2 against Wheaton, takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1, a fastball. Higgins a single his last time up after grounding out in the first. One of only 3 Rockford hits on the board. Rivets had 12 hits yesterday in the loss. 1-0 pitch, loops high and away, ball 2. Left fielder Matt Higgins, the lefty from Louisville, Kentucky, at 3.08 on the season. 2-0 pitch coming, swinging a fly ball into left field, chasing back on it Sullivan, toward the track, he leaps and makes the catch. With a couple of feet in front of the warning track, running out of room, Sullivan extends sort of a half leap and puts his glove out and makes the catch just in front of the wall. And Higgins is retired on a deep fly ball to left center field. That brings up Jeff Heinrich, the future South Carolina Gamecock. Heinrich batting just 133 on the season. He's 0 for 2 today. That makes him 2 for 15. He sends the first pitch out to left center field. Chasing back in the gap and making the catch is Sullivan. This time a bit closer to the infield end of the wall. Back-to-back flyouts to Jimmy Sullivan in left field. And there's 2 men quickly away here in the 6th. So it's left to Tom Jostin, cleanup man for Rockford, who's nothing out of 2 today. Just 61 pitches through 5 2/3 for Adam Wheaton. First pitch to Jostin. Swan in line, foul off to the left. No balls and a strike. Jostin a ground out and a fly out today. Wheaton's 0-1 to him. Is taken outside, ball 1, a fastball. Wheaton reaching in the mid-80s still with this fastball, 85, 86, 87 usually, that one 86. Here comes the 1-1 to Jostin. Swings and misses on a fastball again, 1-2. Malik Williams the next man up for Rockford here in the 6th. 1-0 Kalamazoo lead. 1-2 the count on the lefty Tom Jostin. Right-hander Wheaton from the first base side of the pitching rubber winds and fires. It's well outside. Breaking ball 2-2. Two and two. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat. Long set by Wheaton, has it at the belt and deals the 2-2 pitch. On the inside corner, strike 3 call. A fastball at 87 gets Jostin looking. Just the second strikeout of the game for Adam Wheaton, who has cruised through 6 innings. 1-0 Kalamazoo, bottom half of the 6th coming up. Bottom 6 here in Kalamazoo. Growlers to bat, leading 1-0. And Corey Wright staying in there for Rockford at 85 pitches through 5 innings of play. 7 hits allowed, 1 run it was earned. Struck out 4 and he's walked 1. Facing 22 batters for Kalamazoo. The 23rd is Noah Marcoux. First baseman batting lefty, so a lefty on lefty battle to open the home 6th. Marcoux 0 for 2 today. And the first pitch from Wright misses outside. Off-speed pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. Reaching the pitch count limit for Wright. 1-0 is swung on and flied into right field. This one headed near the line. Vanderwall comes over toward the line, but the ball is foul. The ball bounced in front of Vanderwall, but was just off to the right of the foul line in right field. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. So the count 1-1. Marcoux, the leadoff man here in the 6th. Gets some new lumber and steps in. Wright comes set. That quick motion and the pitch on the 1-1 is an off-speed pitch that finds the outside black. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nico Rodriguez and Jake Topolsky to follow. It's 5-6-7 here in the home 6th inning for Kalamazoo. 1-2 misses outside. Another off-speed pitch that time. And the count evens up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 90th pitch coming from Corey Wright. 2-2 on the way is on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Rung him up with a 79-mile-an-hour fastball. And Corey Wright strikes out his 5th man today. Second looking K on the day for Corey Wright. This time he rings up Marcoux, who has struck out twice in 3 at-bats. And now Rodriguez with 1 away. Takes the first pitch in the dirt and inside. Ball 1. Jordan Nelson, the right-hander, still warming up in the Rockford bullpen. Would be his 2nd appearance on the season. Pitched on Saturday in Kokomo. 1-0 to Rodriguez. Wright winds and deals. Swing and a miss. An 83-mile-an-hour fastball, among the fastest we've seen from Wright today, the lefty for Rockford. Rodriguez swung right through it. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. 1-1 pitch from Wright. On the outside, just misses the black. 2 balls and a strike to Rodriguez. Two balls and a strike. The pitch to Rodriguez. Loops in for a strike on the inside corner. Off speed at 76, and it's 2-2. Jake Topolsky on deck. Topolsky is 2 for 2 on the day. Rodriguez 0 for 2. 1 out here in the home 6. 2-2 the count to Wright. Wright deals to Rodriguez the 2-2. It's inside at the letters for ball 3. That fastball at 85. And that's pitch number 95 on the game for Wright, and what will be for sure his last inning of work. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The payoff to Rodriguez is on the outside corner, strike 3 call. So after an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, he goes 72 off speed to paint the outside black, and back-to-back looking Ks to start the 6th for Corey Wright. That brings up Jake Topolsky, the last man that Corey Wright will face. Now at 96 pitches. First pitch on the way is a fastball outside for ball 1. You can't exceed 100 pitches. If you exceed 100 during an at-bat, it's your last batter in the Northwoods League. 1-0 the pitch, loops outside. Another fastball again, 2-0. That's 98 pitches by Wright, who wants to make quick work of the Growlers here in the 6th. As Jordan Nelson continues to get himself loose in the Rivet bullpen in left field. 2-0 the pitch to Topolsky is inside ball 3, a breaking ball. Drew Blakely on deck. This next pitch, number 100. The longest any Rockford pitcher has gone in pitch count this season. 3-0 on the way is outside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk drawn by Jake Topolsky in just the 2nd of the game for Corey Wright. Well, now Drew Blakely. Blakely, who reached on a fielder's choice last time up, he's 0 for 2. Topolsky, by the way, now 2 for 2 with a walk. He's been up 3 times and reached base all 3. First pitch coming is a strike on a fastball, 0-1. To Drew Blakely, the catcher, playing his first game for Kalamazoo in search of his first hit. Sophomore from the University of Virginia. The 0-1 pitch to him. Ball 1. Leading off first, Jake Topolsky, who just walked. 1-0 Kalamazoo, bottom half of the 6th inning. 1-1 the count to Blakely. Wright sets and deals, swinging a pop-up. First base side and foul ground, hustling over man. He makes the catch, backhanded for the out. A nice snag across his body by Mann as he overcharged that foul ball about 40 feet up the first baseline in foul ground. But he makes the catch to retire Blakely, and through 6 innings, it is still 1-0 Kalamazoo. Top of the 7th in Kalamazoo. Homer striker field the site. Rockford trailing 1-0 in the game. They'll have Malik Williams, Nick Jouer, and Aaron Mann up in the 7th inning against Adam Wheaton, who has remarkably thrown only 66 pitches through 6 innings of play. Malik Williams takes the first pitch, a fastball, down and in for strike 1. Still an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, so Wheaton has not lost his top speed today. Williams is 0 for 1 with a walk his last time up. 0-1 to him is outside. Ball 1 gets away from the catcher, Drew Blakely. And the count even. Williams out of Johnson County Community College in Kansas. Going to Lipscomb next fall in Nashville, Tennessee. Native of Toronto. At 6'4", 230, the right-hander. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul ball right side. He fights it off well out of play. Williams with plenty of power in that bat. We saw him hit one on opening day. Second half of the doubleheader, a home run against the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. Has 6 hits on the season and 21 at-bats. Another 20 at-bats, batting .300. Wheaton ready to throw his 70th pitch. Right-hander on right-hander, the wind and the 1-2 to Williams. Swinging a ground ball, tapped up the third baseline. Kramer charges in, steps in and throws on to first for the out. Well in time to retire Malik Williams, the throw coming from the infield grass. And there is one away. Not much speed on the part of Malik, and he is quickly retired. That'll bring up Nick Jouer. First pitch to Nick Jouer. Misses for ball 1. Jouer is 1 for 2 on the day. Infield single his first time. Reached on a fielder's choice last time up at the plate. The catcher for Rockford fouls off the second pitch off to the left, and the count is 1-1. A fastball by Wheaton. The Minnesota native Nick Jouer, switch hitter batting from the left side of the plate. Turned 20 years old a couple of days ago. Did not start yesterday, but started on his birthday and went 1 for 4. 1-1 to Jouer. Missed inside. Ball 2, another fastball from Adam Wheaton. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch on the way, and Jouer checks his swing on a high fastball. He did not go around the appeal to the third base umpire. And the count moves to 3-1 on Jouer with Aaron Mann on deck for Rockford. Jouer batting .286 on the season. 3-1 coming from Wheaton. Misses well inside and low. That's a 5-pitch walk. And Nick Jouer marches on to first base. Second walk of the game drawn by Rockford. Again, Rockford through 6 games drew just 15 walks. That's 2.5 per contest. The fewest in the Northwoods League of 22 teams. Kalamazoo pitchers walk 6 guys per 9 innings. They've walked 2 here through 6+, 6 1/3. Now Aaron Mann to bat for Rockford. He's 0 for 2 on the game. A line out and a pop out. The first pitch is on the outside corner, a fastball at 86 for strike 1. Aaron Mann from Little Rock, Arkansas. Freshman out of Drury University in Springfield, Missouri. 3 for 5 yesterday with a couple of RBIs. Was the Northwoods League player of the day on the offensive side. Throwback on Nick Jouer does not go. Jouer leading off of first base, where he has 1 stolen base on the season. This is second time aboard the base pass. Got quite a few looks. His first time up. The count, no balls and a strike. Wheaton comes set and deals the 0-1 to Mann. Swings and lines one foul off to the right. Well out of play. 0-2. Jimmy Day, the man on deck for Rockford. Back in the lineup for today's game. 0-2 the count to Aaron Mann with 1 away. And Jouer leading off first. A 1-0 Kalamazoo lead in the top half of the 7th inning. Wheaton from the stretch looks back on first base. No tag applied. As Jouer quickly got back. No balls and 2 strikes. Middle infielders playing back, looking to pull a double play, which would end the inning. 0-2 to Mann. Wheaton deals, swinging a foul ball again off to the right. Fights 2 consecutive foul balls off late. Remains 0-2. .78 pitches from Wheaton, 48 of them strikes, 30 balls. Dealing here in the 7th. No balls and 2 strikes. Sets belt high, looks back on Jouer, throws back, tag applied this time, but late. And Mann awaits the 0-2 pitch. Right-hander on right-hander. Wheaton peers over his shoulder at first, now has the sign, sets belt high and deals the 0-2. Mann grounds one down to third, could be 2. To second for 1. The turn to first is not in time. Trying to pull a 5-4-3 double play. Kramer to Topolsky for the first put out, but Topolsky's throw a bit late to Marcoux. A bang-bang play. First base umpire effectively saying tie goes to the runner. And so Mann reaches on the fielder's choice as Nick Jouer is eliminated going to second base. And Jimmy Day comes to the plate. Nothing out of 2 on the game for Rockford. Up with 2 out in the top half of the 7th, looking to keep this inning alive for the Rivets. Right-hander on right-hander. Wheaton throws back on Aaron Mann. Mann, who has not stolen a base this season. Jimmy Day 0 for 2, 0 for 9 to start the season. And the first pitch to Day is swung on and popped up. Shallow right center field. 2 outfielders converge. This one is called off by Nolan Snyder in center field. And that is the inning. 7th inning stretch time. Rockford nothing and Kalamazoo 1 in Michigan. Bottom half of the 7th, still a 1-0 Kalamazoo lead. Corey Wright exits after 103 pitches through 6 innings. Another high ball, this time a fastball, and it's 2-1. Fastball at 87 miles an hour. Off speed in the mid-70s. 2-1 the count, right-hander on right-hander. Nelson winds and deals. The pitch is inside and high. 3-1 now. Snyder looking to reach base for the first time today. 0 for 12 to begin his Growler season. Has drawn 1 walk this year. He's ahead 3-1. And Nelson deals the pitch. And it's ball 4 high. 5-pitch walk to lead off the 7th. And Nolan Snyder on board. Top of the order now, Jacob Hoover, who is 1 for 3 today. Got the ball game started with a single into right center field. Since then, he's made 2 outs, a strikeout and a fly out to center his last time. Batting .310 out of Hillsdale College. First time up against Jordan Nelson, the first reliever for either team in this game. And the first pitch to him is called a strike on a fastball, 85 miles an hour from Jordan Nelson, the count 0-1. Nelson from the University of Dubuque, a D3 guy from Iowa City, Iowa. 0-1 the count. Infield at double play depth in the middle. Looking back on first base, and Nolan Snyder gets back in safely head first. 7 hits to 3 for Kalamazoo. They lead 1-0 over Rockford here. Bottom 7, 1 man on first base in Nolan Snyder, nobody out. Pitch to Hoover on an 0-1 is bounced past the mound, through 4 and 6 and in for a base hit. Between short and second base, over the second base bag, played in by Blake Burrows in shallow center field, and that's back-to-back base hits to begin inning number 7. Nolan Snyder and Jacob Hoover both reach off of Jordan Nelson. And there's 2 men on board quickly and nobody out for Jimmy Sullivan, who has singled his last 2 times up. 2 for 3 and a run scored is Sullivan, batting a clean .450 on the season with 3 runs batted in. The Virginia Cavalier, first pitch from Nelson is well low. Ball 1. Sullivan part of the 2, 3, and 4 order for Kalamazoo today that has been raking all season. 1 ball, no strikes. Nelson deals to Sullivan, squares to bunt but lays off, balls in the dirt, 2-0. Shea Kramer, the man on deck, who was 1 for 2 with a walk today, and then Dakota Katowski to follow, who was 1 for 3 and has the only RBI of the game. A 2-hit game for Jimmy Sullivan. 2-0 the count on Nelson, with 2 men on and nobody out. The 2-0 pitch is well inside, again pulling back on a bunt, and the count is 3-0. So Hoover and Sullivan, Hoover on first base and Sullivan at the plate, the only 2 guys on either team with multiple hits. First and second, nobody out. Bottom 7, 1-0 Kalamazoo. 3-0 the count to Sullivan. The pitch from Nelson is taken for a strike all the way, 3-1. Nelson off to a shaky start in his second relief appearance of the year. His second in 3 days. 3-1 the count to Sullivan. The lefty Sullivan digs in, 3-1 from the righty. Pitch is fouled back off to the right side, a tapper. 3-2. And Nelson battles his way back to a payoff pitch. Shea Kramer on deck. Jimmy Sullivan back-to-back singles. Snyder in second base. Hoover at first with nobody out. 3-2 the count to Jimmy Sullivan, the left fielder. Nelson sets at the belt and fires the payoff. Swung on and fouled away off to the left. And well out of play. Fastball that time from Jordan Nelson. The right-hander at 6'4", 170 from Iowa. University of Dubuque product. 3-2 the count, another payoff coming to Sullivan. The pitch on the way is swung on in line the opposite way, foul down the first base side, ends up on the concourse. And the count's still 3-2. That's 7 pitches in this at-bat for the Jimmy Sullivan. Shea Kramer waits on deck. Perhaps the biggest at-bat for Rockford in this game defensively. 3-2, the count, another payoff coming. Swung and grounded towards second, picked up by Day, goes on to first for the easy out at first base. So it's second and third now. Sullivan essentially giving himself up. They'll take the 1 out for 2 men moving in scoring position. Hoover to second, and Snyder goes to third, and Shea Kramer to bat. Lengthy at bat by Sullivan. Already 15 pitches on Nelson. Only 1 out to show for it here in the 7th inning. Kramer on the game is 1 for 2 with a walk. So Kramer, the right-hander, steps in. And Nelson deals the first pitch. It's swung and popped up right field, heading foul and lands foul on the concourse. 0-1 the count. Shea Kramer against Jordan Nelson. Rockford looking to keep Kalamazoo at bay. They've got 2 in scoring position for the first time in this game. Second and third, 1 out. 0-1 the count to Kramer, and Nelson fires the pitch. Off-speed pitch that finds the inside black, dots it for a strike, 0-2. Dakota Katowski to bat. Next, the right fielder. Shea Kramer, the third baseman, with an 0-2 count on him. Nelson ahead with 1 man down and 2 aboard, second and third. Hoover at second, Snyder at third with 1 out. It'll be an 0-2 to Kramer. The pitch from Nelson, swinging a ground ball to short, picked up by the shortstop, Joseph, who looks off the man at second and third. There's a run down here, going back to second base, and making it safely, though, is Jacob Hoover. I don't know what Tom Jostin was doing. Everybody's safe. Jostin looked off Hoover, who took off from third base. The man on third base, Nolan Snyder, did not move as he was looked off by Jostin, but not throwing to second base nearly in time was Jostin, and Hoover slides in head first. On at first base is Shea Kramer with an infield hit. A mistake on the infield defensively for Rockford, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Dakota Katowski, the cleanup man. Not what you want if you're Rockford by any means. And the first pitch to Katowski is taken away for ball 1, a fastball. One and 0 the count. The pitch to Katowski, swing and a miss, a ball away. Nice slide by Nick Jouer to keep that ball in front of him. As Katowski bit, it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners stay put. Snyder at third, Hoover at second base, Kramer at first with 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike to Katowski, who's 1 for 3 today with an RBI. The pitch is, bat comes flying as a swing and a miss by Katowski. The bat comes flying on the concourse beyond the third base line to the left. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. A swing and a miss by Katowski, who lost the bat in the process. That's something. Katowski finally gets his ball back from the concourse beyond the third base Rockford dugout. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kramer. Rather, Katowski with Kramer on first, Hoover at second, Snyder at third, bases loaded, 1 out. 1 and 2 the count, 1-0. Kalamazoo leads Rockford. Nelson in a pinch right now. 1 and 2 coming up from the righty. The pitch to Katowski on the way. Swing and a miss. Nelson gets the best of Katowski. Strikeout number 1. And there's 2 away here in the home 7th. And the base is still loaded for Noah Marcoux. Marcoux, the first baseman, 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts today. 250 batter on the season. Corey Wright got the best of Marcoux. Now can Jordan Nelson do the same? First pitch to him is grounded down between first and second. Jimmy Day gets past him. He dives to his left, gets past him. 1 run scores, 2 runs scored. The throw goes to third. It's not in time. The ball hit between first and second, a hard grounder. Jimmy Day dove forward to his left. The ball went through him, and 2 runs score on an RBI single by Noah Marcoux. So Marcoux held off the base pass in 3 attempts by Corey Wright. This time he takes a pitch by Jordan Nelson. He pulls it down to first and brings in 2 runs to make it 3-0. RBI 2 and 3 for Marcoux. And now Mika Rodriguez with 2 out. His team up 3-0. First pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball, 0-1 to the DH, who was 0 for 3 today. Growlers lead 3-0. They've got 1 run in the third, now 2 runs here in the 7th. Runners on the corners with 2 men out. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and a ball in the dirt by Rodriguez, 0-2. Owen Snyder and Jacob Hoover, the two men who scored. Kramer at first base, Marcoux at first with 2 out. 0-2 the count to Rodriguez. The pitch coming, swing and a miss. Outside breaking ball gets Rodriguez. So Jordan Nelson surrenders 2 runs in the 7th inning, and Kalamazoo takes a 3-0 advantage into the 8th. Back after this. Top of the 8th inning. Adam Wheaton remains out there for the 8th. He'll face 9-1-2. Blake Burrows, the first man. The first pitch swung on and into left field. A shallow fly ball. Sullivan comes on, slides to make the catch. Sullivan sliding on one knee, snaps the ball out of the air. And 1 pitch, 1 out against Blake Burrows, sending one the opposite way. 1 man down here in the 8th. So 80 pitches through 7 innings for Adam Wheaton. Tasked with going at least 8 innings here on his home field. Appearing for the 2nd time this season and his first start. So here's Jake Vanderwall with Rockford down 3-0 here in the top of the 8th. 2 runs across by the Growlers in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And Rockford finds themselves behind for the first time in some time. First pitch to Vanderwall was lined down to first base, and it's foul. A hot grounder that bounced in front of the first baseman Marcoux that was well behind the first base bag. Ball was just foul as Marcoux snapped it up and would have had an easy putout had that ball been a few feet to the right. So no balls and 1 strike. Adam Wheaton still dealing. Redshirt junior Jake Vanderwall. The left-hander digs in, and the 0-1 pitch from Wheaton is a swing and a miss. Off speed, fools Vanderwall. Swung right through it, count 0-2. Matt Higgins, the man on deck for Rockford. Burrows, Vanderwall, and Higgins, 9-1-2. 3 consecutive lefties against the right-hander Wheaton in the order. 0-2 the count to Vanderwall. Wheaton comes set at the belt, and the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. The pitch away at 79 miles an hour. Vanderwall fooled once again. And there's 2 away here in the 8th. Strikeout number 3 for Adam Wheaton. He's gotten his outs in other ways, and he's gotten them quickly. Matt Higgins to bat, he's 1 for 3. Singled back in the 3rd. A fly out to left his last time out in the 6th. First pitch to him is inside with a fastball, 1-0. Matt Higgins from Louisville, Kentucky. A 3-hit game yesterday. He has one today. The 1-0 is bounced back past the mound, through second and short, and through for a base hit to center field. Matt Higgins, a multi-hit night. The first Rockford with 2 hits today. Just the 4th Rockford hit of the ball game. 2 of them coming from Matt Higgins. And a 2-out base runner for the Rivets, trailing 3-0 here in the 8th. That brings up Jeff Heinrich. Heinrich, who was 0 for 3. A fly out to left his last time up. Also popped out to foul ground and grounded out to third base. The first pitch to Heinrich is a swing and a flare to right field, heading toward the line. This ball lands foul. 2 men going after it for Kalamazoo. Neither could catch up. The ball was put foul into the shallow right outfield. And the count, no balls and a strike. 87 pitches now for Wheaton. Action now in the bullpen for Kalamazoo. Nothing on the Rockford side, so Nelson will get tasked with a second inning of work after surrendering the 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th. No balls and a strike to count to Heinrich with 2 out. Higgins leads off first base, a 3-0 Rockford deficit here in the 8th. The 0-1 pitch to Heinrich is taken for a strike down the middle. 87 with a fastball, 0-2. Tom Jostin, the on-deck man. Heinrich looking for his first hit of the game. 0-2. Righty against righty. The pitch to Heinrich, swinging a foul, chases high cheese and just gets a piece. Fouls it back to the screen, and we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 down on Jeff Heinrich. Adam Wheaton looking for his 8th straight scoreless inning to start the game. 0-2 the pitch is well outside, sliding to block that Blakely. No advancement from Matt Higgins as the ball got away for a brief moment. Blakely shedding the helmet, count 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the count to Heinrich. Wheaton stares in, sets at the belt from the first base side of the pitching rubber, deals the 1-2 to Heinrich. Bounces one down to third, slow grounder for Kramer, steps in on the grass, throws to first. A nice stretch at first by Marcoux, and they get the out. Higgins stranded at first base, no runs on 1 hit, 1 man left. Still 3-0 Kalamazoo, bottom of the 8th coming up. Three 0 bottom 8. Kalamazoo leading Rockford here. First of 2 games here at Homer Stryker Field. Jordan Nelson back for a second inning of relief. He'll face 7, 8, and 9. Jake Topolsky, Drew Blakely, and Nolan Snyder up to bat. Topolsky, the 7th man in the order, has 2 hits and a walk today. He's 2 for 2 with that base on balls. First pitch strike from Jordan Nelson. Nelson working quickly, the 0-1 from the right-hander. Breaking ball is grounded down to third. Charging in, Jeff Heinrich throws from the grass wide of the bag, but man had his foot on the bag when he reached out to his right to make a backhanded catch. And there's one away in the 8th. So Topolsky retired for the first time today. And now Drew Blakely, the catcher. Blakely is 0 for 3. A strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a pop out to first, and foul ground his last time up. First pitch to him is a shallow fly ball to right field. Hard charge from Vanderwall. Can he get there? He's called off by the second baseman, Jimmy Day. And Jimmy Day retreats to make the catch in shallow right field. Good awareness by Jimmy Day to catch that pop out that could have dropped. And there's 2 down quickly here in the 8th. Nolan Snyder to bat for Kalamazoo. Reached on a walk and scored his last time up in the last inning. A 2 RBI single by Noah Marcoux. RBIs 2 and 3 of the season for the first baseman. Brought in Snyder and Jacob Hoover to make it 3-0 Growlers. Snyder's first pitch to him is outside with the ball, 1-0. 2 out here in the 8th. Rockford in the 9th will have Tom Josten, Malik Williams, and Nick Jouer. 1-0 pitch to Snyder is a strike on the outside part, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nelson from the third base side deals the pitch. This is outside with a fastball. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Right-hander on right-hander, Nelson deals the pitch. It's in the dirt on a breaking ball, 3-1 to Nolan Snyder. Jacob Hoover in the top of the order on deck for Kalamazoo. A 3-0 ball game. 3-1 the count to Snyder. The pitch is high for ball 4, and back-to-back walks on Snyder by Jordan Nelson. Well, there is action in the Kalamazoo bullpen to our right, but I would imagine their starter Adam Wheaton would get a chance to go 9 innings. Below the pitch count limit, throw 91 through 8. You can't start a new batter after 110. So here's Jacob Hoover, the shortstop. First pitch to him is swung on and grounded weakly down to third, letting it go foul, but it goes fair in front of Jeff Heinrich. Heinrich waited for it to go foul. By the time he scooped it up, it was a fair ball and everyone's safe. Third hit of the game for Jacob Hoover. He's now 3 for 5. Snyder moves to second base, and there's 2 men aboard for Jimmy Sullivan with 2 out here in the 8th. Left fielder Sullivan, who's 2 for 4. Both hit singles, scored a run in the 3rd inning, the opening score for Kalamazoo. Hoover at first, Snyder at second with 2 out. The first pitch from Nelson is a ball, 1-0. Nelson from the stretch gets the call on 1-0, and he deals in the dirt and outside for ball 2. Sullivan, who now was a hit in all 6 games and a run scored in all 6 games he's played, keeping that streak alive. This is 3rd multi-hit game of the season. 2-0 pitch, swing and grounded, foul down to first. Two and 1 with 2 down here in the 8th. The 2-1 to Sullivan on the way. Swinging a pop-up into center field, chasing back Blake Burrows. He's got room near the track. He makes the catch with the glove on his right hand, and that retires the inning. So the Growlers strand 2 runs, no runs on a hit and a walk. It is 3-0 Kalamazoo. Last chance for Rockford in the top of the 9th coming up. To the 9th we go. Last chance for Rockford. Brooks Coetzee is in at right field, number 7, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The only substitution for Kalamazoo. Tom Jostin leads off in the 9th against Adam Wheaton. And he takes the first pitch outside a fastball, outside and high, 1-0. 91 pitches through 8 innings in this game for Adam Wheaton, looking to go the complete game shutout. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Jostin swings right through a fastball at 84 and the count 1-1. Tom Jostin 0 for 3 today. The shortstop from Marshalltown Community College going to UCF in the AAC next year. The 1-1 to him, swinging a grounding ball to second base, scooped up by Toplowski, who throws on to first for the out. Topolsky with the pickup, rather. He throws on to first. A nice play by him, sliding to his left to trap that ball. And now Malik Williams with 1 out. So if it gets to this point for Adam Wheaton, you cannot start an at-bat if you have more than 110 pitches. He's at 94 right now and 2 outs to get. Malik Williams stands in his way. The right-hander Williams, the first pitch is swung and popped up. Shallow right field. Coming in is Coetzee, and he has the catch near the line. Just subbed into this game at right field for this inning. And Coetzee has the catch. And Rockford down to their final out. It's left to Nick Jouer, who has been on base 3 times today. A single back in the 2nd, an infield hit, a walk in the 7th, and a fielder's choice in the 4th. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. Kalamazoo looking for their 2nd shutout of the season. Shutout Fond du Lac here on Wednesday, 8-0. First pitch, a swinging strike to Jouer, 0-1, 87-mile-an-hour fastball. No balls and a strike. Wheaton the right-hander, Jouer the left-hander. Wheaton takes his time and now fires the 0-1. It is outside for ball 1. Another fastball coming from Wheaton. The sophomore from Trine University, Division III guy from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Going to school in Indiana at Trine. The 1-1 to Jouer. Swinging a bouncing ball past the mound. Handled at short by Hoover. Throws across, and that's it. A complete game shutout for one Adam Wheaton. A marvelous pitching performance by number 2 in white. And the Growlers take game 1 of this 2-game set, 3-0 here in Kalamazoo. Adam Wheaton with an emotional reaction after that play was made. His fist extended fully into the air with his right hand. He goes 9 innings, no runs, struck out only 3 and walked 2, allowed just 4 Rockford hits. Adam Wheaton, the MVP of today's game, perhaps in the entire Northwoods League, here on this 3rd of June. In front of 1,091 fans, a paid crowd here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. A game time of approximately 2 hours and 12 minutes. A very short game, and Adam Wheaton is the reason why. The final line in the game for Rockford, no runs on 4 hits, no errors. For Kalamazoo, 3 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Growlers win their 3rd straight. Rockford loses its 2nd straight. Rivets 3-4 and Kalamazoo 4-3. Game time tomorrow between these two is 11:05 back here at Homer Stryker Field. We'll have all the live coverage on our audio stream here on YouTube. Check back for a link tomorrow morning. So our final score, 3-0. Rivets lose to Kalamazoo. We will see you tomorrow night.